now, welcome on in to the Ryan Ripken Show. Happy Wednesday. We got a huge Wednesday for you planned here. Hey, look, we're back on a normal cadence here. It's our cooking segment, Cooking with Kyle. Iron Rooster, we're going to be cooking over here to our right the rest of the day. We got a lot of things planned. I'll introduce you in a second, Kyle, but we got a lot more things than just the Iron Rooster cooking. We got Joe Flacco joining us later on in the show, and John Means, two former Baltimore, very respected people in the community here. And now we're focusing on, getting used to the sounds right now. We got a lot of things going on, but what I do know is Joe Flacco and John Means are going to join us. Weird seeing them in Cleveland unis, but they have a lot of love for Baltimore. But we are going to talk a lot of baseball during, before, after. Why? Because it's a hot topic right now, and a lot of things specifically around the Baltimore Orioles. Some recent comments made by Mark DeRosa on the MLB Network, and Jim Bowden explaining why the Orioles, Blue Jays, and some other teams could be more on the hotter seat managerial-wise if the team doesn't get off to fast starts. Now I'm done wrapping that up, but now we'll go around the room. Behind the sticks is Zach Bollinger. Zach, how we doing?
Feeling good. We're cooking with Kyle. It's impossible not to feel great.
That might be the title now, Kyle.
Cooking with Kyle. I can dig it. I mean, yeah, it's not, the most original idea, but
what would you like?
We'll workshop it. We'll put a couple of things out there. Maybe there's some people in the comments that can come up with something good. Try to keep it PG-13 at least. I
was gonna say there's a rooster.
And by the way, I heard the show a couple of weeks ago. I heard the back and forth with the rooster and I've heard it all. By the way, I want to let everybody know. So it's Cooking with Kyle is a good one we can start with for sure.
Okay. Well, yeah. There's a few other ones we can throw out there. There's another name for a rooster that we can throw around.
The family show.
Family show, though, sometimes it is. But, hey, hope you guys are doing great. Zach, we got a lot to dive into before we get into our first subject. Kyle, why don't you let us know what we're starting with here as we go around the ballparks so far?
So Cleveland's in town. Actually, I think we're going to stay in the state of Ohio for a couple of dishes today. Cleveland's in town. There's a really neat bar tavern in Cleveland, Gunzelman's Tavern, been in business for almost 100 years. They put together a Guardian burger, they call it, which is hamburger, capicola, salami, pepperoni, provolone, banana hot peppers, like an Italian oil and vinaigrette, lettuce, tomato, onion. It's got everything. I'm excited to make this one. We were trying it at the restaurant, and everybody that tried it said it's phenomenal.
Oh, you already tested it. I should have known better.
Be ready. I mean, I'm ready to go. So prep is the big thing in this business, right? We're prepping.
You are prepping, and actually, I was ecstatic when I think I was with you upstairs in the restaurant when we saw this, and I was like, "Yeah, we're stop traffic. We're doing that." So we're doing it. The Guardian Burger first. Yep. So if you're ready to rock and roll to get it going, we'll jump into our first segment here. Speaking of the Guardian, Zach, Cleveland took the O's behind the woodshed last night for the first 7 innings. And I know the Orioles were hitting some balls hard, but Logan Allen came out of the gate, pitched very well. The Guardians scratched and clawed, 3 sacrifice flies, 1 2-out RBI, and Stephen Kwan continues to prove why he is one of the best players in baseball. Doesn't matter the size or stature. He is one of the best players in baseball. It's funny. He can probably, and Kyle can attest to this because I think he's been into your restaurant.
He has. Yep.
He's been mistaken as an accountant. Because when you look at him, you go, how could this guy be one of the best players in baseball? He just is. But the bigger question here is what's kind of going on with Baltimore, right? And a lot of things is going to start with the starting pitching. It's still continued to be a process here. You could feel the emotion, Zach, with Charlie Morton after the game yesterday. He's acknowledging it's not good enough. And I know for fans, they're saying, well, we don't care. I just want people to know no one is more frustrated with his own work than Charlie Morton because he said he feels like he's putting the team in a bind. Well, Mark DeRosa just a little bit ago, Zach, went on MLB Network and explained how, the Orioles here, they could have been in a better position with their starting rotation if they had done some things in the offseason. So let's play that clip for you guys.
Biggest concern, lack of depth. They have drafted and developed a bunch of stud position players, right? Haven't drafted a pitcher since 2019, and there's questions about that around the team in the first round. But that is, and I was talking to Nays about this earlier this morning, that's not uncommon, right? In a rebuild, get as many strong position players, what? You're thinking what? And then go outside for pitching.
You don't know what goes on behind the scenes as far as phone calls, trades, free agents, and all that. You can only kind of surmise. All I know is this. I feel like they had a chance to be 2 years ago, like the perennial American League power. With the young position players, they had the best farm system in baseball at the time.
Yeah.
And they did, in my opinion, very little with it. I take you back to 2023. You finished with 101 wins, the most in the American League. You could have gone out and gotten a guy like Dylan Cease. You got Jack Flaherty. Jack Flaherty's a darn good pitcher. He's proven it over his time. But you needed that 1-1.
Yeah.
Been saying they've needed that 1-1. They end up losing to the Rangers in the DS. Okay? Now you go out and you get Corbin Burns. Got it. And he was phenomenal for you. Then at the deadline last year, you go out and get Zach Eflin. Loved it. But then you also needed another one.
Yeah.
And you went out and got Trevor Rogers, who hasn't done anything for you. It just seemed like they were, instead of just like, boom, here we go, we're going to punch in the mouth, this is our best team, we're going to try and win a World Series. It was like we were trying to, well, yeah, we can still get into the postseason and still start building our rotation for 2025 and 2026. They should have Garrett Crochet in their rotation. The Boston Red Sox should not have him.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. They missed an opportunity. Are they good enough to go to the postseason and contend? Yes, certainly. But the pitching staff's light. You know it.
Yeah.
Got to get guys healthy.
And Grayson Rodriguez being injured, that doesn't help either.
No, it doesn't. Injuries suck. Lat injuries suck. Dr. Yoni told us that with True Sports. I actually like the Dr. Yoni. It's going to stick. But here's the reality. The Orioles, of the one guy, Zach, this is what we talked about in the offseason. If they truly wanted Garrett Crochet, they could have gone to a bidding war with the Red Sox. That's the one guy in the offseason where I was sitting there going, that's the pitcher they could have gotten. And we'll go through later on of seeing how some of these pitchers and what starts that they are off to, the high-profile guys. But Garrett Crochet could have been a Baltimore Oriole. Now, they wanted Sam Basayo, so you're going to have to work in a different deal and leave Sam out to get Garrett Crochet. And I'm with the Orioles on that. No way I was going to trade Sam Basayo. Zero. But the injuries have mounted up. It's a tough start for the group. You know me. I'm not pushing a panic button on this team to not get going because look at the rest of the American League, right? But the one thing I just want to say is that pressure builds over time. And for Charlie Morton, pressure is slowly building for him. It's not that he hasn't gone through slumps and gone through moments, but you can tell there's a little bit more stress because of the injuries to the team, because of what he signed for 1 year, and what people then expect from him. One of the best examples here that I can try to illustrate what's going on with Charlie Morton. Charlie is a guy that relies on his curveball. I want to emphasize that, okay? So what's that mean? It means that curveball, unlike with people's fastball set up everything else, his curveball sets up everything else for him. So let me give you an example here on batting average against his curveball. Actually, Zach, I'll get this photo up. Screw it. You ready for a little show and tell? Let's do it. If I can pull it up. Over under 5 seconds.
Oh, I feel like we already smashed the over.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, right there. Got it. Okay, so I want you guys to look at this. His curveball in 2024, the average batting average was guys hitting 200 off of it. Okay? As our guard dog makes sure that we're safe in here. Curveball, people are hitting 200. In 2025 right now, opposing hitters are hitting 435 off of his curveball. He's had trouble with walks. His four-seamer, you can see, guys aren't really hitting his four-seamer. They're hitting 111. It's crazy, right? It's supposed to be the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
But when you don't have your pitch that sets up everything, you're going to be in a problematic spot. Last year in 2024, they slugged 309, Zach. If you see those numbers, 870 off his curveball. That's his best pitch. That's where he says, that's my bread and butter. I'm going to throw it. If he can correct that, I think we're going to see numbers get better. But you can see that is the clearest indication there. And yeah, I can see the cutters giving it up, but all the time, that is something that Charlie Morton has thrived on. That's what he's needed. But Zach, I think fans, they have a right to feel worried because of the injuries and because now Charlie is the guy that everyone's looking towards because of what he's done in his past. But so far, it's not the recipe for success here in 25.
Yeah, and I mean, the Orioles, unfortunately, put Charlie Morton in this situation. It's extremely unfortunate. I feel bad for the guys like Charlie Morton for a lot of reasons because, well, let's look at it this way. Charlie Morton, a Sagano, a Povich, these guys were supposed to be, okay, Morton's going to be the back end guy. He's going to be your veteran. You want him to be your veteran kind of in that 4 or 5 spot to get reps, eat innings, and just kind of, okay, go get, maybe the bullpen's not doing great or has been overused. Go get a 6-7 innings so we can rest guys, stuff like that. Then obviously you have Povich, was supposed to be kind of that 5-6 guy. You look at him, you're like, hey, you're here to get your feet underneath you, try to make stuff happen, see what's working, see what's not. Sagano, kind of the same thing. You're like, okay, we want to see what you have. This is a wild card for us. If he does well, this can take the rotation to the next level. Well, then you lose Grayson, you lose Eflin. Now, all of a sudden, Charlie Morton went from, hey, he's the veteran presence to, okay, now we need you to go win ball games. Not only that, we need you to be reliable. Cade Povich, we need you to go win ball games. Sagano, we need you to go win ball games. Albert Suarez isn't out there. Dean Kramer goes from, okay, he's pitched really well last year. Towards the end, he's going to be your solid number 3 that can go grind out games, battle. Now, all of a sudden, he goes from a guy that you're like, hey, just go grind, get stuff done, to, hey, we need you to win as well. So the injuries are what's completely derailed this, but in the same sense, if you do have a Crochet, you're not thinking about the injuries as much. If you do have that front line guy right there, even with Grayson going down, even with Eflin going down, you still feel confident that you're going to get a win every 5 days. There's not someone in the Orioles rotation right now that I can look at and say, that's a win every 5 days. Kind of last year at Corbin when he was working, when he was doing his thing, you had a feeling, okay, every 5 days when Corbin's on the mound, you're going to see most likely a win. There are not that many guys. So there's no one on the Orioles rotation right now that I can look at and say, okay, because of injuries or whatever, I can't look at them and go, okay, that's going to be a win every 5 days.
The confidence meter probably revolves now around Sagano and with Cade Povich, quite frankly, at least because Dean Kramer's a slow starter. We've seen that. Charlie Morton has had his struggles. But yesterday, it's what I hate for it to wrap this up. I hate that it was really close to being a great outing for Charlie, right? Like if you look at how the game went, only 1 run. It's a 1-0 game going into the 5th, right? The bats are cold starting off. They're trying to get it going. And then the 5th inning rolls around, and here come the Guardians. Guardians sacrifice fly. Stephen Kwan goes big ball, and that changes the complexion of the game. Charlie gets out of that. We're feeling good. Then the next inning, the Guardians go right back to it. What do, Zach? Sacrifice fly. Kwan, single to right, scores the guy. So there's moments there where you're going, hey, it's close, but because of what the room for error is, it isn't good enough at this juncture. And with Charlie Morton, I love the addition, but Charlie, even in Atlanta, didn't have to be burdened with the load of being the top guy. I know Strider went down, but they had Strider, they had Max Fried, right? Right now, Charlie is that guy that is taking on more of the brunt work, and I hope that he puts it together because it's ultimately going to help with the Orioles' success. We'll get back into more baseball talk in a second. And for those that don't realize this, our food is ready. Brad just got here, and I know he's starving. Yeah, he's definitely starving. He's rocking the Iron Rooster hoodie. Brad, throw up a wave here.
There we go.
All right, Kyle, talk us through it. What we got?
Okay, so yeah, Gunselman's Tavern, Cleveland, Ohio. They been in business, it seems like, for almost about 100 years. Local, I mean, that's what I love about what we're doing is we're really kind of highlighting some local places. Obviously, if you're in Cleveland, stop by. We don't know them, but it seems like a pretty cool place from all the research that I was doing. But this burger is going to be something. So let's talk about what's in it. You got a hamburger patty, and then we'll go with capicola, salami, pepperoni, banana peppers, an Italian vinaigrette, lettuce, tomato, onion, all on a bun. I think the cheese is going to get there in about 2 minutes, Zach. So give me, hit it with a little bit of steam.
Oh, you got to hit it with the steam. Steam it.
And yeah, I mean, this is something that you can do at home, obviously. But you know what I like about what we do at the restaurant. You know, I was on local television last week, and I told people the cool part about going to the restaurant, you don't have to worry about cleaning up. You don't have to worry about following a recipe. You don't have to worry about you know, getting all the ingredients together. This is all done for you, and I'm excited for you guys to kind of see what this sandwich looks like. So, yeah, we're good on the melt there.
Oh,
And this should be interesting.
Brad, I hope you're hungry. You're eating 2 of these.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Ollie, sorry, buddy. After your debacle, I didn't even tell anyone about the Ollie chocolate story yet. We're going to save that for later. Kyle knows it.
Yeah. Well, now, you know, make sure, because last time we did this, you guys ate right off the bat, and you got full by the end of the show. So go slow, right? We don't eat the whole thing. We got 3 dishes today. So this will be a fun one, though. I think that you're gonna like kind of how this looks. So
And one more time, the name of the restaurant.
Gunselman's Tavern. Looks like 1936, or I'm sorry, 1836 was their year of establishment. So, you know, been around a long time. So then we'll go banana peppers. I asked Zach earlier, he said he's not allergic to anything, so good. We're not gonna, I think Kevin was the one that we had to worry about. From peanuts, right, and nuts, that was the one that we had to worry about. So Zach said he's good. And then I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of vinaigrette over it.
Yeah, can we get that up the high rise shot real quick, Zach? Of the look at that drizzle. Man at work.
And I'm excited. The next segment will be in Cincinnati, and that's a chicken parm hoagie with a mozzarella stick on it. So if you can imagine just a normal chicken parm hoagie and then throw mozzarella sticks on top of that, you're in business.
So, I mean, this is second nature to you. This took you, what, 10 minutes to make this?
Yeah, about 8-10 minutes. So it was a pretty quick pickup.
Yeah, you know what? We're not as good at our craft yet where we can go, you know what? I'm just going to throw together 4 Guardian burgers.
Well,
little chef's kiss here, cooking with Kyle. We're going to use a different word for Iron Rooster in the future. But for now.
Yeah, Brad's here. I can talk to him about his ideas for cooking with.
Yeah, Brad, we're working
Rooster.
on different cooking names, and we have some colorful ones in the comments. But
yeah.
Oh, let's get another overhead shot of this.
All right, I'm going to do another drizzle because I feel like that vinaigrette's going to be really good on top and in between. So, yeah, let's do this. And then why don't I cut one just so you can kind of see what the inside looks like.
Brad, you might have to go up there and help Kyle in a moment after this gets cut. That is a good looking burger. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, then you're also going to eat it.
You're working today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, yeah, let's cut this bad boy.
I said, I hope you're hungry.
All right, Zach, let's see what we got here.
Yeah,
It's got all the Italian cold cut meats on it. That's a good looking burger. I got to say that's a burger you want to eat. Shout out again to Gunselman's Tavern in downtown Cleveland.
Since we have our server as well, Yeah, actually, let's bring it right up to Brad. Look at that full angle. Amazing. Well, shall we try this, gentlemen? Hold on. We'll get it set up again. Phenomenal.
Chef Ollie's also been helping out.
Oh, he has? Chef Ollie? Buddy, I would give you some food, but after your incident on Saturday, I didn't tell you about his chocolate.
Yeah,
Oh,
why
my.
don't you tell everybody that story.
Should we take a bite first, or?
Yeah, once you eat, and then you can.
Well, we eat. All right. So once again, it's the Guardian Burger,
Gunzelman's Tavern,
Look at this
Cleveland,
thing.
Ohio.
Goodness gracious. Yeah. Hey, have a day, have a night, have a bite.
Unbelievable.
What do you think, Zach?
Oh my gosh, you've done it again, Kyle.
Yeah?
You've done it again.
The Italian vinaigrette on top of it.
Make that burger. I feel like that's kind of that ties it all together.
Oh, shirts and pants, man. I love Cleveland. I you know what? This is good.
Cleveland's a great city, home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know,
Woo.
they love their sports. Big Guardian fans.
I mean, I love Baltimore, obviously.
Well, Baltimore,
But I gotta say, man, I think they this is spot on. I know you said to take it easy. I'm not.
Yeah, that burger I was really happy with when we were prepping it, what it would taste like, and I thought you guys would really enjoy that one. So again, shout out to those guys. Go to local restaurants wherever you are. Doesn't have to be in Cleveland, in Baltimore. Can't get to the Rooster, head on out to a local restaurant. Support local, especially nowadays. It's always good to have people coming out to local businesses helping us out. But if you're in Cleveland, go check them out. Or if you're at the ballpark, this is the Guardian Burger that they're serving there this season.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah.
And also, this is why it's great finding where it's restaurant, local restaurant inspired, right? When we went to Kansas City, what we did the brisket. Was it the brisket sandwich out there?
Z-Man.
Yep.
The Z-Man. Again, that's Kansas City local restaurant inspired.
Yep.
And we're all about people helping people. We actually introduced that yesterday. We had Xavier Ware of WMAR. Come on, Kyle.
Yeah.
And he talked about leveling the playing field was having their giveaway yesterday, or drop off foundation.
Yep.
And we just talked about community, what it means. And you're right, local restaurants here, they don't get all the love that they should. And we talked about coming through COVID. Some of them are now starting to thrive. Others, they really revolve around the ones around in the community helping them out.
100%. I mean, it's when you do it every day, it's interesting. I always liken the restaurant business to a baseball season. It's long. There's the dog days. You're kind of, just trying to get through the day. And in the restaurant business, there's definitely those highs and lows. But, throughout COVID and then coming out of it and getting just local businesses in general. But, yeah, local restaurants, we try to support local. We got a lot of friends in the business, especially in our area, that, we feed off each other, no pun intended. We support them. They support us. And just getting out. We know that you can't eat, at one place every single day. So going out and seeing other local restaurants and just supporting them, getting out, is really sort of the whole tenet here. And if you're in Cleveland, go by and see those guys and tell them the Ryan Ripken Show sent you, and that would be pretty cool. We can even do a trade out if we want to send some stuff out there and see what they want to do. But yeah, they can maybe make some of our chicken and waffles or something along those lines.
Hey, I'm so about that. I think each time we should center around when whoever's the Orioles are playing, or it could be the Nationals going down, so it doesn't get so, I don't want to say monotonous.
Yeah.
But then we try to highlight a local restaurant in that area.
Yeah.
We could do that.
I think that's a wonderful thing. And that was the when you had said, hey, take a look at this sandwich, and then doing a little bit of history and research on that restaurant, I was like, oh yeah, this would be great. Even though we're not necessarily right around the corner from them, getting able to say hello and and letting them know, hey, we see you, great job, and they did a great job on this burger for sure.
They did a fantastic job on this burger. I threw the whole pace yourself out the window. I'm not gonna lie. I told myself I was pacing myself this time, and then I took the first bite of that burger, and I was like, "Wow, pacing.
I'll do one more bite.
I'll
check it one
and
more
I think
time.
I'm 4 one more bites deep on that burger.
Yeah,
so
fair enough. I mean, I get it. Listen, it's right in front of you. You guys have been working all day. You're hungry, but we're doing hoagies next.
woo.
And
You're done. I think Brad was the hungriest.
all right, well, I still got 2 dishes left, Brad. So you gotta pace yourself for sure. But
And we're going to Cincy here.
yeah, we're gonna go to Cincy next. They've got something at the ballpark where they do a chicken parm hoagie, and they use a ginormous mozzarella stick, which actually worked out well because at Iron Rooster we do ginormous mozzarella sticks. So it was kind of a perfect synergy between what we have and offer and what they're doing in Cincinnati. So I've got some hoagie rolls. I got some fried chicken I'm going to cook up here just a couple of minutes. I know you didn't plan this, but they put banana peppers on their chicken parm hoagie, which I've never had before. So this will be something for all of us to take a look at. I was interested. That's a pretty neat idea to put some banana peppers on. How'd the banana peppers work out? Did you taste them?
Yeah, I did. I inhaled the burger, but I tasted them.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
Yeah. All right,
Shirts and pants. Well, hoagies are on the
got them on
griddle.
the flat top. Yep, I got my hoagie rolls working. I'm gonna start frying up some chicken. I got marinara sauce working, and we'll get mozzarella sticks in the deep fryer. And yeah,
Oh,
give us,
goodness gracious.
about 8 minutes.
Great. And you know what, Steve? You're saying wearing my Pancake Pat jersey, owes by a million tonight. Well, speaking of pancakes, maybe we'll have some things lined up here as we go later on to the show.
That's what I'm looking. That's the one I'm really looking for.
Shout out Cakes. Still an electric nickname for Jim Palmer.
Oh, if only I had thought of that.
Yeah. I got to figure out a nickname for you.
Yeah.
I was going to call you something else, but yeah, I don't know if that's going to fly with you. So I'll
It's a family show, family restaurant, family show.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. At least today it is. So, hey, Zach, let's go back into our baseball conversations then. So we finished up just talking about with the Orioles in that front. And I said there was conversations and people want to jump and react in the emotion, right? Very easy. And I get it. I understand it. Guys want to see change immediately. Well, I don't think we're going to see that necessarily with some of these teams, but a lot of teams have expectation. And you could say the Baltimore Orioles' expectation, even despite the injuries, is as high as other teams are in the American League, I think is fair to say. Jim Bowden went on Foul Territory today and talked about the pressures that some of these managers in the American League East could face if their teams aren't in the position that they hope to be in, come June or July. So, Zach, let's play that clip.
I think the hot seat or the ones that should move the needle a little bit, I think Brandon Hyde in Baltimore and Schneider in Toronto are the 2 guys that have to win. I think they've got to take their teams to the playoffs, or I don't think they'll have their jobs. And if they're out of it in June or July and all of a sudden they're dumping it, I think either one of those guys could be the first manager fired in season.
Did not mince words. And you know what? I'll start off, and I agree with him 100%. I could not agree more. I actually said on Kevin and Zach React, I've been saying the only time I think genuinely that the Orioles would react in a manner to where they're like, okay, we need to move on from Brandon Hyde midseason was you'd have to fall 15-ish games below 500 before the All-Star break. It would have to be such a horrible just pretty much season. There's no hope that you make the playoffs. It'd have to be pretty bad to go midseason. So I'm not sure that happens. But there should be if you don't make the playoffs, you're fired at, kind of stigma, kind of rumors going around because it's true. That's how it should be. And, he wins the AL East. They don't win a playoff game. Okay, next step is you get to the playoffs. You got to win a game, win a series, get back to the playoffs after getting just edged out by the Yankees for the division. No big deal. Whole goal is to make the dance. Can't win a playoff game again. If you go a 3rd straight year, not only not winning a playoff game, but now you don't make it to the playoffs, I think that would be grounds to where you have to make a move. And would it all be Brandon Hyde's fault? No. He can only do so much as a manager, but you would have to switch something up. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and hoping for a different result. So I think just off of that basis, I agree completely. If the Orioles miss the playoffs, I would be floored if Brandon Hyde is still the manager come next season.
I just think it's more of the reality of business. Just talk about the business of the game.
And reality of expectations.
Yeah, but this is where I want people to go. And for all the ones that it's interesting, Zach, we do this every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. And we talk about all the issues. And maybe because people look at with the last name for me that I'm not going to have an openly honest conversation, I just try to take the emotion out of it. I try to, because you got to look at it from a business. Baseball is a business, okay? When the Orioles got rid of Buck Showalter, Buck, you could argue, not argue, he did have the best 5-year, 6-year run for the Orioles when they were going. They had the most wins in the American League for a 5-year period, Zach.
Yeah.
But when the Orioles had that terrible year and you knew changes were going to be made, you wanted the fresh start. That was the business. New GM coming in with Mike Elias, resetting, and that's it. Is Buck Showalter a great manager? Absolutely. But the context of what happened, you have to make a decision. They made a decision and moved on. With Brandon Hyde, I think that whether the injuries or not, that's just the nature of the business. Look around Major League Baseball. You need to win. Some organizations will be a little bit more lenient. Others, they expect to see improvement. And for Baltimore, they were ahead of the curve. They've won games the last 2 years, specifically 3 straight winning seasons. I don't want to underplay that at all. But it's going to be just like when it was Buck Showalter. Do you feel like the team's going in the direction you want? And if they aren't with who is running, then you're going to make a change. But for everyone right now that is blasting Brandon Hyde as a manager, I don't think that that's fair either, because the guy has led the Orioles to 3 straight winning seasons. And I think that people undermine how hard it is to win in Major League Baseball. Baseball is hard, Zach. And I'm not saying Brandon Hyde is a perfect manager. And we just discussed, there's things that I'm not going to agree with on a day-to-day. But to say that the players don't love him, that's false. To say that he's not trying to give the team a great chance to win, that's false. And you can't erase his track record of winning games in the regular season. You want to talk about the playoffs? Talk about the playoffs. That's all good and dandy. But he has been a guy that's helped this team get to the postseason with him at the helm. And guys don't want to hear this as well. If your players underperform too, you could have the best manager in the world. If your players underperform, then you're going to have problems. And I think that's where I want the whole conversation to go. But yeah, Jim Bowden's right. Same with the Blue Jays. If the Blue Jays have another mediocre season, that's just the business. They probably are going to move on, and that's just how it works.
And unfortunately for Brandon Hyde, the one thing that you could not, like you just brought up, you could not question over the past 2 seasons, hell, I'll even say 3 seasons, Brandon Hyde knows how to win in the regular season. He has put, whether you want to say 2023, there were not a lot of people that think that 2023 team should have won 101 games. He has proven it in the regular season. He hasn't proven it in the playoffs yet. And I think that's where people are very weary of it. So now you add that on to people now suddenly being like, well, what the hell? We're not even playing well in the regular season. I think that's where the more panic happens, because before I've seen people where it's like, hey, Brandon Hyde, he'll get us to the playoffs. I have no faith in him past that. Now you start having people where it's the unfortunate, well, does he even get us to the playoffs right now? And like you said, we talk about, lineup construction all the time. I blatantly have said I don't agree with his lineup construction. I think you should have your best players at least your core players. I understand if 6 through 9 is rotating depending on the day. That's one thing. I don't think Gunnar should be batting first one game, third next game, fourth the next, second the next. Put these guys in a position where they can get comfortable. But yeah, unfortunately we are at the time. It is 2025. Brandon Hyde, this is his 6th, 7th year officially. You have to win. You have to win. And like you said, great managers get fired all the time. It does not mean that they are not a good manager. It doesn't mean that they can't be successful. It's a business. And if you're not putting production out there, if you're not getting wins in this business, you will get moved on from.
Yep. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. It's a team effort all the way around. I wanted to point that out. When you're looking at teams' failures, yeah, the person that is running the ship is always going to take the brunt of it.
Yeah.
But the underlying fact of as well, if your guys aren't performing, that hurts. Now, one thing I want to say, players are creatures of habit, and we talk about consistency. Consistency helps guys get in rhythm. That is the one thing right now that the Orioles are lacking. They're lacking that rhythm as a team. Hopefully that changes tonight. But I'll tell you what, a team that doesn't blink, and they actually remind me of the Orioles back in 22 and 23. That's this Guardians team. Cleveland doesn't care. They know that they are still slept on, but they are going to be a force in the American League because of that mindset and that style of play. They never feel like they're out of games. That was the Baltimore Orioles a couple of years ago. Now they're trying to figure out who the Orioles are going to be in 2025, and it's early. It's April 16th. So we're going to take a deep breath. We're going to relax, at least for right now. Why? Because I'm going to eat some more damn food. Kyle, are we close?
We're close, guys. This is going to be something. I'm excited about this one. You put a ginormous mozzarella stick on parm chicken hoagie. Yeah, you're winning.
You hear that sizzle?
Yeah.
This is going to be something. So
chicken parm, you taste so good. That was an epic commercial by Peyton Manning. That might be his best one for me.
Yeah. Most annoying one, but is funny, but they overplayed it, was the Peyton. Yeah. Thanks, Peyton.
Are you okay over there? Oh, that is hopping.
Just don't want to light the place on fire.
I was wondering, when do we get the smoke alarm to go off?
My insurance and your insurance won't cover us today.
Yeah, we might get evicted on that note if it happens.
You guys are cooking in there?
Everybody's cooking. You know when you go into someone else's apartment building and you smell their cooking and you go, what are they cooking?
Yeah. I saw the neighbors were knocking on the door. We're good over here. So, no, we're good. All right, so chicken parm hoagie. This is Cincinnati. They put banana peppers on their chicken parm hoagie, which is interesting. So it should give us a little bit of a different kind of a flavor. And my trusty server over there is ready to help me.
Well, be careful, though. He might put that down just as quick as the burger.
Yeah, this is not going to take 2 bites. This one I feel like is going to be a little bit larger.
This looks like a monster. So good. So, Kyle, walk us through real quickly again. Oh, camera went out on the top stack.
There's one.
That's fine.
Yeah, so fried chicken, provolone cheese, a homemade marinara, a ginormous mozzarella stick, and banana peppers. And Zach, I'll do this one over here for you. We can cut into. And you're going to get, that smokiness from the mozzarella and the marinara. Banana peppers will give it a little bit of acidity, kind of cut down. And there's number 2.
What am I supposed to do with this?
That's a ridiculous sandwich. I think it's phenomenal. I think we're going to be great.
I think we're going to be really happy.
Yeah.
If you need a model for the Iron Rooster, Kyle, too, we have one right here.
Yes.
You got the flow. And right now it's got the perfect shirts and pants. You know what brings people together, just like with everything? It's food. Who doesn't love food, music, cocktails, which actually starting tomorrow, have a little cocktail segment rocking and rolling. Now Kelly is supposed to join us for them tomorrow. She can't, but moving forward, she will. We're going to have some fun creating some cocktails here on the Ryan Ripken Show. Also, by the way, I'm so glad I got a little time after. I don't do the pregame. There's a good chance I'm going to go over to Merit Club and just get some shots up. Maybe do some running.
Sorry, I had to go ahead.
You got to.
Let's do it, guys.
Oh, here we go. As always, again, have a day, have a night, and have a bite. I don't even know how to attack this.
I don't either. I'm just going for it.
I think you just got to go for it. Yeah. There you go, Zach.
We have yet to miss on this. It is unbelievable.
That's a good one. That's a sandwich that everybody can get behind. Chicken.
That's the thing is when you look at it, I knew going into this that there was zero chance that this could be anything but incredible, and it still surpassed what I was hoping for.
Wow.
That was good.
Wow.
I would put our fried chicken up against anybody's. We have a great fried chicken. You know, we do chicken and waffles, chicken and French toast, something we're going to do here in a minute, chicken and pancakes. So, yeah, I think our fried chicken is really second to none, and I'm super proud of it. So putting that on a hoagie with some marinara and provolone and a mozzarella stick, yeah, that you cannot really go wrong.
And you did not go wrong at all.
The only one that's upset in this room is Ollie.
Yeah.
And he's staring right behind. Buddy, we can't after you, what you did. All right, maybe a good time to explain that. Or actually, to finish it off in Cincinnati, this is a winner.
Winner. Banana peppers work?
Winner.
Yeah.
Winner. I want to take another bite, but I'm not going to be able to talk, so I'm going to say my words, and then I'll get into it.
Done.
Do I wait? Do I tell the Ollie story where you guys are eating?
Probably not if it's what I'm thinking it is.
Okay, we'll wait until we're done.
Yeah, probably.
But overall, also talking about an exciting team, Cincinnati Reds playing good baseball, coming to Baltimore here. And guess what? Former Oriole Austin Hayes debuted, I believe, this past day or a couple days. Went deep, though, last night. I know that.
Five, I believe 4 or 5 RBIs. Yeah, he hit a 3-run shot last night in the most. I don't know. It was just poetic with everything with, people being like, the Orioles don't have any guys that can hit lefties. They don't have very right-handed bats that you're, good enough to put in the lineup. Then the guy that you obviously moved on from goes 3-yard shot, Earl Weaver special in Cincinnati to give them the lead. So, he's good to see him doing well. I'm happy for him. He always seemed like just a guy that was out there to play ball.
He's out there to play ball, and the Reds are playing ball right now. Winners of 7 of the last 10, 9-8. And last year, the Central gave the O's a lot of trouble. So I'm really curious how this series will go, but they still got to take care of work against the Guardians here. And if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We do this live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 2:30 to 4:30 Eastern Time. And Fat O's fan, appreciate you. You've been a member of the Holy Shirts and Pants for 12 months.
Another unfortunate Rocco.
Good afternoon, folks. The O's are fine. Hey, I'm with
Could
you,
be.
man. Again, all these teams, we got to take time. Everyone has worries. Everyone has concerns. Again, Frank the Tank reference. Oh, look at you rocking the shirt.
Kevin ate the ramen last night. The O's are fine. We're back. We're back.
That's a whole other different story
that
we're going to have to tell later as well with the chocolate story. But the Baltimore Orioles, just like many teams, are trying to find their footing, and we will see how it all goes. Before we get back into some more baseball and the more cooking, I do want to take another moment here to talk about our recent sponsor and partnership with Merit Clubs here. They got 8 locations, I believe, and might have more in the works. But you know what I love, Zach? The summer months are rolling around. The pool in Canton's opening, I think, in less than a month. Not I think, I know. We're doing a show up there, fellas, which I'm ecstatic about. We're going to have content around, and they're going to allow us to continue to have giveaways for memberships. People helping people like we talk about. I'm going to pull the link up again for you guys, and it's simple. All you got to do is click on the link, put in some info, and whammy, you want to check out what they have in store? It's all right there. So I'm going to post this right now for you guys. Merit Clubs, I appreciate it. And I've tried to hang this thing for the last few days, and maybe just because we didn't have Brad here, I couldn't get it done because you know what? Sometimes we're just puddles without Brad here. But here we go. I'm starting to sweat from eating.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying.
The meat sweats.
I've been trying to put this on the wall, to the window, to the wall, but it doesn't stick. We need better stick. I know, but it's the friction of the brick or like I have the strips right there. See, this is why we're going to be a little practice after this. All right.
I will say there's something ironic about doing the Merit promotion while I'm just stuffing my face with this Parmesan.
Eat and then go to Merit. That's
yeah,
the whole
carb up, and then go get a nice workout in at Merit.
Oh, right there. Smile.
Bam.
I also want to point out that I've been really looking forward to getting in the gym. And by the gym, I mean like getting shots up. I'm a huge hooper, man. Huge hooper.
My biggest regret in life was not disappearing for a few months and just coming back with an incredible mid-range game.
That's what you were of all the things.
Yeah,
that's the biggest regret.
I feel like if I'm being honest, at my height, 6'4" and everything, like I was destined to be a bench player on a Cinderella Sweet 16 team, like a 13 seed that just beats the odds. Like I was supposed to be a bench player celebrating there. I feel like that was where I really was supposed to kind of, thrive. But we talk sports instead now. Same thing.
It's the same thing. And also, Brad, you were gone. Zach's running a half marathon.
Yeah.
Yep. He's training for a half marathon. So maybe we document that.
Yeah. My girlfriend and I she was like, are we doing this? And I was like, well, okay. She's doing it. And I was like, I'll be supportive. I'll do it. And now I have to do it.
Zach hasn't run since 2002.
I ran a mile the other week and it was tough. She's like actually can run and stuff. So like I'm training to get to our training. She's like, yeah, training starts soon. It's bad.
I'm really curious how it's going to go. And Laura, Zach and I are both tall. I was a big hooper. Like if I was 6'7", 6'8", I would have not played baseball at all. I was very close regardless of not playing baseball. I just could never put the glove down. But it was one of my favorite things to do. Love playing, and I appreciate all my times I had on the court. Hey, and if you got younger kids, PSA here, let them play multiple sports. Every athlete, icon, legend that we have talked to that went on to do some fantastic things athletically, they played multiple sports. And in fact, if you don't believe me, I remember this recently. I talked to a scout for the San Diego Padres. So if you are interested about, I got to focus on baseball. The one question he asked the kid I was working with, Zach, first question he asked, didn't ask what position, didn't ask what your stats were, what's your exit velo. You want to take a guess?
What did he ask?
He asked, do you play other sports?
Ooh. Did the kid?
Nope.
Tough scene.
And the guy said, we're trying to find guys that are getting challenged in different areas and learning multiple skill sets. That's what his evaluation of what they were trying to do. Find great athletes. Obviously, you want to find talented players as well. But if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We do this live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Still coming up on the show, we have, a legend in Baltimore, but he is now a Cleveland Brown again. Joe Flacco is going to join us upcoming. Talk a little bit about what he's up to, what he's had going on in his life. And then, apparently there was a rumor of entertaining an idea coming back to Baltimore.
Would have been fun.
Would have been fun. And then former Orioles pitcher, friend of the show, friend of the program, John Means is going to be checking in with us from Arizona as he continues to rehab back from Tommy John's surgery. So can't wait to reconnect with John. Maybe we'll have some more minor league stories.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't love a great minor league story?
I think I'll enjoy this one. Talking to John this time a little bit more. Less distractions going around that unfortunately break our heart at the last second and made him happy. But
yeah, if you're referring to the Ravens Chiefs home or season opener. Shirts and pants, man. That was tough. Kyle, do you want to explain what's going on right now?
Yeah. So there was a viral moment last night in the Guardians game where Kevin Brown, to his credit, because he does such a good job on air, was able to pull out from Jim Palmer that apparently Jim's never tried chicken wings or fried chicken. And upon hearing that, kind of gave me a light bulb and a relatable moment, because not only do we have pancakes, but we have fried chicken. He mentioned that it was the skinless, or the skin part on the fried chicken, that he wasn't a big fan of. So this is a boneless, skinless breast of chicken that we're going to deep fry up. Jim's got one of the greatest nicknames of all time, Cakes. So I thought, you know what would be a good kind of tie-in for Mr. Palmer, and for maybe an opportunity at some point for him to not only try fried chicken, but put it together with pancakes. So I've got fried chicken and pancakes coming up here in just a couple of minutes. I could have got that far.
No, you're good. I told myself I was going to stop pacing, or I was going to pace myself, and I'm back eating the damn chicken parm.
It's not happening.
What are we supposed to do when you do this?
Get fat.
Like, what am I supposed to do?
Go right to merit. That's what we got to do.
I'm gonna get some. You know what? That's my challenge for the day.
It's gonna be
25 squats in after we eat all the food.
We've
right
got
here.
It's gonna be like the new thing. Like every Wednesday after Cooking with Kyle, you can meet up with the Ryan Ripken Show at Merit as they walk on the treadmill for an hour to try to burn it all.
We're not.
I'm walking.
We're doing straight sprints, 5-minute plank. You know. I think I'm going to go stick to eating.
I could run in front of you with the food.
Now we're talking.
To motivate.
There's the motivation we need.
On the idea of just, I'll be about 5 feet ahead, and kind of like they do at like the dog track, I guess. Just kind of keep motivation running.
Yeah.
If Merritt's okay with that.
Yeah, a little stick with a. Oh yeah. You got the Guardian burger on like a little fishing hook.
I like that idea for sure.
Oh, man.
This could be content.
This could be content. Well, look, because also our guy Brad's back, I've been informed we have our poll up right now. Is that correct?
Yes, we do.
It's up and over with. Why can't I see it? No, because I have the wrong thing up right now. I always have it because I'm trying to see what's happening on our stream on StreamYard. Oh, what's your go-to food item at the ballpark? It's a good question. And which one? Hot dog won in a landslide. When you mentioned Jim Palmer not liking the skin of the wing, I don't blame him. Sometimes you go through phases. It could be your whole life. It could be for a few years when you're younger.
I had a feeling this was going to ignite something. Yes.
Is that what did you?
I did.
I know Charles Cross loves a good glizzy.
I will say I
know for a fact. Seen him eat two glizzies whole in one bite. It's unbelievable. Makes you question some things. But sorry, Zach, didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay. I was just going to talk about the food, if I'm being honest. I just can't stop thinking. I keep looking at both of them, and I'm like, which do I want to take the bite of first? And I'm like, we got to pace ourselves. We're heading into the final. Yeah, we're past the 7th inning stretch. You can't go back to your starter once the closer's warming up, type thing.
Oh, no doubt about it. So while these things are getting ready and these cakes are looking good, I wanted to do a little exercise of, we're talking about pitching. Pitching's been the big part of this whole equation. And there were a lot of big names so far that were signed this offseason. So why don't we go down the list and see where those pitchers are at? And we'll start with Corbin Burns out in Arizona, Zach. All right. So Corbin Burns signed the big deal, $210 million, going home. We know all that. I have no doubt he's going to get going, but start off the season, 5.28 ERA. Only 2 outings over 5 innings for Corbin Burns so far. They've won 2 of those 3 games. Now, he hasn't allowed more than 4 earned runs in any of those games, but 5.28, it's a little bit high from what people were maybe, quote-unquote, anticipating from Corbin Burns with a new team trying to figure it out. Why don't we go to the other big free agent acquisition in the American League East pitching wise? That was Max Fried. I got to tell you what, man, that dude looks locked in to start the year. 31-year-old lefty, so far in 4 outings, hasn't allowed more than 2 earned runs in any outing. Last 2 outings, he's gone into the 6th inning, 6 2/3 and 7 innings pitched, has a 1.88 ERA so far, and the Yankees have won every start so far this season. They're 4-0 when Max Fried takes the mound. Now, Garrett Crochet, we talked about earlier in the show, Zach. Garrett Crochet, if we thought Max Fried was having a great start, Garrett Crochet might trump him with stats, but he does have a loss on the year. Again, it's a team sport. But Garrett Crochet has a 1.38 ERA on the season. And talking about worrying about innings, he has 2 outings this year already where he has pitched into the 7th inning or later, which that's probably the one thing that I'm very intrigued with. He has, his last outing was his best outing against his former team, was on Sunday. 7 1/3, 11 Ks, 1 hit, 1 earned run, and 1 walk on 96 pitches. They did lose to the Toronto Blue Jays 6-1, where he only gave up 1 earned run, though. So some of the big free agents, Fried and Crochet, you're getting what you got. 2 aces, they're pitching to it, and your team combined between the records of the Yankees and Red Sox when those guys, Fried and Crochet, pitch, they're 7-1, Zach. 7-1.
Yeah.
And I think that's the part where you're looking at of having a guy every 5th day where you go, hey, he's on the bump.
Yeah.
We feel like we're going to win.
And I'll be honest with you. That's how I felt about Eflin. It doesn't always need to be the sexy pickup. I know before we've talked about Evaldi, he's playing well as well. It's an example of, I think, to be a good team, or I'll say this, to be a great team. You can be a good team with a decent to below average, I think, starting rotation. I think if the offense does what they do, I still think this team can win a lot of ball games solely off of offensive firepower. If we get some more consistency in the lineup, we get some more guys getting more comfortable, I think the offense can still carry them. But if you want to win big time games, if you want to be, I guess, not reliant on, you need an Eflin to step up to be that one. You need Grayson to step up to be the one. You need Sagano to step up into that 2 role. You need Dean to step up. It would have taken a lot of pressure off for them to go get a Crochet, a Fried, bring back a Burns. I know Evaldi, it looked like, was never leaving Texas. It feels like there are options out there that would have made this team look a lot better, even despite injuries early on. So I think that's where the most frustrating thing from a fan's perspective is, and the one guy, and we've talked about this, I feel like we say this every time we talk about pitchers, the only guy of that group that I'm genuinely like, yeah, he should have been an Oriole, was Crochet. I felt like you probably weren't winning the bidding war against the Yankees for Fried. People don't want to hear it. It doesn't look like Burns, as soon as Arizona was in the thick of it, that's where he was going. Crochet was the guy that you could have gone out and you could have made the best package for him. I don't think you had to give up Basayo. I think you could have made something around Mayo or something. But that was the guy that I think you look back and I'm like, that's who they should have gotten.
Yeah, and going back with Crochet, it was going to take Samuel, Basayo, and they wanted Jackson Holiday. And if you're willing, a lot of people right now are going to say, hey, give away Jackson already. Let's pump the brakes here, okay? With pitching, it's very volatile in the sense of guys can blow out at any point. But if you are gung-ho about a young star that can be a superstar for 10 years, you want to hold on to those guys if you can. The White Sox got Kyle Teel in the deal from the Red Sox. That is one of the top catching prospects. And guess who he's behind? Sam Basayo. They wanted Basayo. They wanted Jackson. It was not going to take just Kobe Mayo or whatever other top prospects the O's had. It was going to have to take a few of them, and then maybe they'd get to a decision. And I'm assuming that it was going to be somewhere around Kobe Mayo, maybe a couple outfield prospects, and that was something that maybe became too rich, or it'd have to be maybe Kobe Mayo and Sam Basayo. And, again, Sam Basayo untouchable. I don't think I can harp anymore on Sam Basayo. We'll save that for a different day. We'll go down on the farm here in just a moment. But that dude, man, and I know he's battling a little injury.
Mm-hmm.
When I say it sounds different, do we know what that means? Do we understand?
Off the bat?
Off the bat, when you look at it and you aren't looking at what's happening, say you're watching something, or I'm talking to Kyle and I'm looking at these cakes, and all of a sudden you hear this loud whack. Who the hell hit that?
You know what it reminds me of? We actually talked to a certain former Orioles manager
we did.
About this, and he said a guy that he kind of was the start of being like, oh shit, this is a kid that's going to help us, was Jonathan Scope. He said he wasn't watching, he was listening, talking to people, kind of like what you just said. If you were just talking to Kyle and besides taking BP over there, and he heard Scope hitting and was like, wait a second, who is that? Because that sounds like a major league player, and obviously Scope had some pretty decent success in Baltimore. But yeah, Basayo, anybody that we've talked to in the Orioles organization, anybody that we've spoken to, whether it's on the show or in passing, when you bring up the name Sam Basayo, they light up. They're like, oh, this kid's good. Like this kid, for his age, for everything, this kid is special. Like,
Spot
yes,
on.
there are people, there are prospects, and then there's that talent where you look at it and you're like, if he puts it together, this is a guy that he's going to have statues with him, throughout his career. So
he's got all the upside. And Austin, just to answer your point, and I see we've had some more colorful conversations in the chat of what's been going on. And look, still very early, and I'm not going to change off of that tune, but I'm not going to ignore. We talked about this. It's not ignoring any of the issues. We got a long way to go. But to your question, do I have concerns about Basayo because of health? No. I think when you're young, you're trying to figure things out. Now, where you need to be careful is when you do invest in a guy and say you do extend a player or they move on, making sure that they're staying the course. Basayo's work ethic, he works extremely hard, and that to me is a big telling sign. I don't want to go and list names of guys and stories that I've heard. This is not in Baltimore, though. I want to preface that. But there have been players around Major League Baseball that have gotten extended early. And once they got that extension, they took the foot off the gas, so to speak. And all of a sudden, their success declined. And yes, they became very injury prone, but it was also because they didn't work to maybe keep their health as a priority. I'm not worried about that with Sam. I just hope he just has some, luckier breaks here moving forward. But if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 2:30 to 4:30 Eastern time. We have Joe Flacco and John Means still upcoming to join the show. We're actually going to probably run a little bit later today with John Means joining after Joe. But Kyle, I know you've been ready for this, and these look phenomenal.
Yeah, this is what we do. So just a real quick recap. Last night's Guardians game, the Hall of Famer, the legend, Jim Palmer, had a comment that he had never tried fried chicken and had never tried chicken wings. And something in my mind said, hey, we should show the fried chicken and pancakes that we do. One of the greatest nicknames probably ever, cakes. And I thought, well, if we ever get a chance and if Mr. Palmer ever can swing by one of the restaurants, we'd love to serve him not only cakes, but fried chicken, skinless, boneless chicken breast. We make it from scratch every day. It's a buttermilk marinated chicken breast that we do. I always tell people we put fried chicken on everything. Chicken and waffles, chicken and French toast, chicken and pancakes. I mean, we're just fried. Yeah.
Chicken and Ryan tart with pumpkin and egg. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, rooster. But I mean, we've got a great fried chicken. So have at it. And hopefully when and the other thing, too, I didn't mention, we do a maple bourbon butter scratch made inside the restaurant. And it's fantastic.
Do we have our male model here? Perfect. Great.
And then, Zach, I'll hit you with a little.
Oh, little drizzle.
Maple syrup.
Yeah, Kyle, this show's for family. Come on, man.
That's it, guys. All right, well, you can block that part out, right?
Yeah, right there. Whoa.
Whatever the block is. Yeah. We're live.
You know, and Jake said right here in the comments, Kyle, the food was amazing last week when he came in, had the steak and eggs. Phenomenal.
Thank you, Jake. That's always great to hear.
It is. I'll tell you what here. It is it's a great day to be in studio. I'll tell you what. It's a great day for us. We appreciate each and every one of you. Do I drizzle this now?
That's all a personal preference. Some people like to dip.
Hey, look away, Kyle. Don't look.
Drizzle.
Oh,
Look away.
Yeah, that's a winner there.
Zach, eye contact.
woo.
Eye contact.
Inside the restaurants, we've got Easter coming up on Sunday. If you want to book your reservation, we're also doing an Easter brunch box that you can order pre-made through tomorrow. That we make everything for you. We put it in a box. You warm it up on Sunday, throw it in the oven. It's got baked French toast. It's got breakfast scramblers. It's got roost tarts. It's got fresh fruit, bacon, sausage. Under $100, feeds 5 to 6 people. So it's a real good deal. We're excited about that. Order now. Go on to iron-rooster.com, and you can find all the details there for sure.
Mr. Puppy, not for you. Leave Brad alone. Come here. Mr. Puppy, Studio Pup, come here. Come here, buddy.
We caught that perfectly on the zoom in
We
that you
did.
just saw. You just saw Ollie in the background staring at Brad.
He hates
Waiting
me,
for-
man. Hates me. Also, some people were wondering here just before I take my bite, can you ship to Florida? I don't think you ship actual food, but you do ship roost tarts.
We ship roost tarts to Florida. In fact, for spring training, a couple of the guys that were down there, we've got some fans of ours, Tyler Wells. We love sending him tarts down in Florida. So the answer to that question is yes. If you want roost tarts, go on our website and you can get it shipped to you all over the country.
I think we had just seen Wells walking in when he had just gotten his roost tarts, because he brought it up when we saw him walking into the.
We love Tyler.
Yeah,
we sometimes love Tyler.
You know,
depends on what he's doing.
We at the Rooster love Tyler.
See, look at that, Tyler. We're gonna clip this up. I do love you, buddy, but I am gonna say when you look like crap that day, you looked like crap. But it's always great to see you. And congratulations, Tyler,
new
Melissa.
dad.
yeah,
New parents.
Awesome.
New
Yes.
parents. Amazing.
Yep. That was literally Tyler's walking up, and Ryan literally across just was like, "Holy crap, you look awful!"
Yep.
Just as we're setting up, as hear Ryan scream, "You look awful!" I look over and Tyler Wells is walking up. You know, the Southern accent, so you could hear. Once he started talking, you knew who it was from a mile away.
You go, yep. It was a long one. I go, you know what? You'll tell me how it is. I'm gonna give it right back to you. So, all right, I've talked too much. I got to have a day, have a night, have a bite here. Oh my goodness, I did get naughty here with the maple, with a little syrup.
Winner, right? Yeah, that's one of our top sellers too. That does a really good job. Get it at any Iron Rooster, fried chicken and pancakes. And again, we'll put fried chicken on anything.
Why have I not had this before? Of everything I've eaten at that restaurant, why have I not had this?
You know, people are habitual with breakfast, believe it or not.
You are right about
and
that.
you are, and we find that. And the neat part about what we do, especially with our menu, is not only do we change, we've got a new menu coming out here in just a couple of weeks. We change it seasonally, but you know, there are people that just have a habit of ordering the same thing, and there's definitely people that like to kind of stretch their legs and see what else is out there. So we've got a menu for that. But yeah, if you're ever in the mood for something a little bit different, you know, you get the sweet, you get the savory, the maple bourbon butter probably adds a little bit of that, you know, kind of texture to it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it really does the trick. But our top seller by far, and it's one of the things that, you know, we've been known for forever, is our chicken and waffles. And we do a fried chicken over a cornmeal waffle with a black pepper pan gravy. And I would put that dish up against anything ever. It's that good.
It is that good. Shirts and pants, man. I am getting a little bit full. I'm going to eat all these pancakes.
It is
though.
that good. It is 1,000% that good. Oh my
This is
God.
why. Yeah, I know we're having all the specialties. You still got to show the faithful here what you got cooking here in Baltimore, and this is what you got cooking. Cakes.
Yeah.
I will take you there personally.
Please.
Okay. Or honestly, because he came in here for the studio, he's not far away.
No.
Bring them on in.
Anytime I will cook Mr. Palmer fried chicken and pancakes. And yes, the invitation is open, and that's here, there, everywhere.
You know what we should do? Because we love our broadcasters too, and Jim was a hell of a player as well. We got to get Ben McDonald in here to do a little crawfish etouffee.
And
Yeah.
you said it, you hit it.
Etouffee.
Hey.
Chef's kiss right there. I think we got to get Jeff Arnold in here as well, and Kevin Brown. We can get Brett Hollander. I know all those guys, and we'll get Jim in here. We'll have a little party.
That would be, yes, I will cater that party.
Beautiful.
But we got to get the fried chicken because Jim Palmer needs,
Mhm.
Cakes has to eat the fried chicken for sure, if he's up for it.
Beautiful.
Broadcaster day at the Ryan Ripken studio. That could
There
be
it
fun.
is. We can make T-shirts.
Oh my gosh, have an event.
Yeah.
Invite the other team's broadcasters too.
Yeah.
Oh, a broadcast off. Joe
A
Noga, by the way.
Yeah.
A broadcast food off.
Broadcast food off, and we can go battling cities.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, someone write this
That
down.
would be phenomenal.
Someone in the
Write
chat write
down.
that. Someone in the chat write that down. Someone in the chat write that down.
Yep.
And then we're gonna do a Merit Club sponsored fitness event
Yeah.
right after it. Or also because the pool's opening, maybe it's just we go lounge on the rooftop and
Or-
hang out. That might be the option number 2.
What about a broadcaster Olympics? Because I have seen Ben McDonald and Jeff Arnold with their suitcase roll down the ramp. I mean, you can get a couple of events. There could be an eating component, a running component, a suitcase component. I mean, there's plenty to do.
I cannot wait. Oh, there's a lot of things we can do.
Yeah.
Look what we just opened up here.
That's what I'm saying.
Look what you've done. Oh, and you've made me very satisfied with the food. I'm still working on it. I'm also trying to not talk with my mouth open. I've done that so many times off air. To try to do it less on air.
Yeah. Well,
At the same
it's an
point.
expected thing. You guys are eating on air. It's one of those. I think people would forgive you for it.
Yeah. A broadcaster triathlon. That, you know what, Steve? We might be on to something. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, 2:30 to we're going to go past a little bit past 4:30 here with John Means joining us after Joe Flacco here in a little bit. I had something I wanted us to talk about, and it was kind of important, but it's fleeting my mind right now.
Did you tell me that we were going to talk about
I
it?
don't know if I did.
All right, because I was going to say, I think everything that we had discussed prior.
Oh, yeah, no, I forgot about this because this was a part of it. You got to take a little victory lap here, and we'll take a victory lap
Oh, yeah.
all the way up to Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Nailed it. Our friends up there at Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races, we're actually looking at doing a show up there in June. Just talked to them today. Excited about it. People helping people. They're going to have some giveaway opportunities as well. But Zach, your dinger came through after a heartbreak.
Yeah.
Over the weekend or on Monday. On Monday night, you went back to the well on Tuesday, and Juan Soto came through for you as your dinger pick on Tuesday. Hey, give yourself a round of applause on the.
Thank you. Seriously. You guys are too kind. You're too kind. Yeah, needed. It's one of those things where I was going through the list, and yesterday there was just something that spoke to me about Juan Soto hitting a dinger. And I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the notification that I did, because I wasn't watching, it was one of those things where I looked up and I was like, oh, the Mets have 5 runs. I was like, hopefully one's a Juan Soto home run. 4th inning, solo shot. Things you love to see. So that's how we started off yesterday with a nice little Juan Soto.
Wapow.
I mean, hey, maybe the guy's decent. I'm seeing big things coming for the young kid. I love betting on the young up and coming stars. You know,
I hope he gets it together one day.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if he can put a few seasons together, he's going to get paid pretty well.
Can I say one thing that has it put together? And he is a Maryland guy. He plays for the Nationals. James Wood is already a superstar. And if you don't know him and you haven't followed him, go follow him. I even told my buddy the other day who does fantasy baseball, I said I would just sell the farm for James Wood. that dude, if he's not an all-star this year, I'll be shocked. I think he's going to be a top 5, top 10 player in the next year or two. It might already happen this year. His opposite field power is so absurd. It's laughable, like he's a video game character. He is so talented. Washington is going to be fun to watch. But I didn't mean to take away. You got any other pick you have tonight? Or are you just going to let this marinate after a big victory for you?
You know what? I'm going to give me 30 seconds. I'll come back with the tonight's homer pick.
What?
Ooh.
Ooh, interesting.
What's Brad got in the Discord? Let me check.
Oh, is that yours specifically? Oh, ESPN Baseball tonight thinks Judge over a half hit. Mike Trout over
home run,
half home run.
And so Shohei to hit a homer, Trout to hit a homer, and Aaron Judge to get a hit in the Bronx. Plus 1740. So $10 would pay out 174.
Are you feeling frisky?
Mike Trout has been killing it recently. When Mike Trout, I mean, I feel like that's just at this point in his career. It's like, oh, Mike Trout. If Mike Trout's healthy, I'll even go out on a limb. Mike Trout's right now a top 3 player in baseball if he is fully healthy. I think people see his injury history, unfortunately that he's on the Angels, and they don't get a lot of fanfare out after Ohtani left. Mike Trout is still one of the greatest baseball players to ever play. He is just, when he is healthy, I would put him pound for pound with any player. I would put him up there with Judge. I'd put him up there with Ohtani. I am still that confident that when Mike Trout is healthy, he is one of the best baseball players in the league. And career-wise, one of the best all time. Take that for data.
Cool. Sorry, I'm just checking in real quickly. Don't mind me.
Don't mind the man behind the curtains.
Yeah, don't mind that. Just making sure
we're all good for our.
I thought that was breaking news with Zach.
Hey,
Mike Trout's good.
Hey, did Flacco ever eat at been to the Iron Rooster throughout the years?
I can ask him. I never met him.
Might ask him. So we got 10 minutes with him when he comes on. Just was messaging with him.
Yeah.
He's a family man, and he's also still playing football after all that.
I'd like to know what he has for breakfast.
Ooh,
that might be the icebreaker to start this thing off.
Yeah. What's his routine? He's got kids that I don't know if you think he's cooking breakfast each day? No chance.
Actually, you know what? Flacco's the kind of guy I could see cooking breakfast every day.
I think so.
Well,
because like after his contract, he went to McDonald's.
I mean,
I could see him being like, before going to practice, he's like slinging pancakes real fast for the kids, like morning routine, like putting on, like I could see that.
I could see that too.
So we will have Joe Flacco joining us momentarily here. So new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. I am very curious myself on that, and actually, what on the what? Hey, you know what? Mothers always do. I know in my household growing up it did. And Joe, when you're ready, just let me know. Thumbs up, and we'll bring you on. He's ready. All right, we'll bring on quarterback Joe Flacco. Joe.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
I'm good. How are you doing? You're moving and grooving, man.
I am.
What you got to know in Baltimore, or just starting off, what was your favorite breakfast food to have?
Favorite breakfast in Baltimore? Oh man,
general. I'm just saying general food wise. What do you make if you're like, I'm gonna order this for breakfast?
Oh, like I'm a standard like American breakfast guy. Some kind of omelet, a lot of bacon, as much bacon as you can have, and then some pancakes as well. I tend to like a special like lemon ricotta pancake, but a standard pancake will do just fine. Just lots of butter on the pancakes, lots of bacon with my eggs.
Hey, fair enough. So the Iron Rooster, we were here cooking literally. You missed us. We got fried chicken and pancakes and chicken parm. So we're curious on that front. How do you balance now? You got family life, you're still playing, you're still kicking it there. It seems like you don't have a lot of downtime, even though you're supposed to at times, right? It's the off season.
Yeah, you know what? My wife and I actually have it pretty easy these days because our kids are in school full time. My youngest is in first grade, and my oldest is in sixth grade, and we get them out of the house at 7:45, 8 o'clock, and we're on Easy Street. We go get our workout in, and you know try to act like we're not 40 years old, and then we kind of have the day to ourselves to kind of hang out and hopefully enjoy each other. But I don't think that's how it always works. You kind of end up bickering at some point, but it's been good.
Hey, now that you're at this point, I mean, what do they think of their dad still slinging it at 40? I look back when I was younger, my dad played till he was 41 with baseball, obviously. One, how do you feel? And how do your kids look at it that you're still throwing a football? Well, you can still throw it 75 yards, right?
You know what? I don't have like that same ego that I had probably when I was 23, 24, 25. I really don't go out and see how far I could throw it anymore. It's like you sound like my kids. Like every time we go to a basketball court, they're like, "Can you dunk one?" And I'm like, Nah, I can, but I'm not. I don't want to show you guys that. And there's a little doubt. There is a little bit of a doubt in my head. Like, can I? I don't know. But thankfully, I mean, honestly, it is I am thankful for it. My kids, they're excited about seeing me play. Like they want me to play. So it makes it a lot easier when you're kind of moving them or just kind of leaving them for periods of time. It makes it a little bit easier, the fact that they want to see me out there.
For sure. Now they have the memories for it too, right? That was
Right.
why
That's
at the
right.
end of my career, everyone always brings up the streak. The lights were on for me, but no one was home, Joe. I tell
Yeah,
people,
for sure.
No,
I'm with you. That happened a couple years ago for me. Like my kids actually got to see me play, and it was completely different than 4 or 5 years before that.
Yeah, for sure. And I wish now you're telling with your kids' age. So some of those Baltimore memories might have been a little bit more murky. They've been more recently.
Yeah, they were all too young.
Yeah. Well, those are some good times, by the way. And I know I saw something pop up that you entertained an idea of coming back, but didn't maybe give you the opportunity that you still have. Because yeah, go ahead.
I think it was just like a kind of a casual conversation between my agent and them at some point, just kind of seeing if they were if I was still going to play. I think everybody's always kind of curious if if I'm still going to try to do it, and then after that, it's just a matter of how much does it progress and what's each side looking for, and that's really all that it was.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be honest, Joe, I was going to be shocked if I saw breaking Joe Flacco back with the Ravens.
It would have been wild. Yeah.
I can't say I get used to you in a different uni, even though it's been a while, and especially in Cleveland. But I got to say, I don't know if it's something with how you throw it, but it's mesmerizing. What's it feel like? We were just talking about, you went to McDonald's after you signed the big contract. Right now, to you, what was more satisfying, going to McDonald's after a Super Bowl and a contract extension, or still slinging it and having 3 touchdowns in the NFL when you're 39, 40 years old?
Listen, it's obviously cooler to go win the Super Bowl and do all those things, but it is interesting. You the stuff in the past is the past. And I think AJ Brown, after they won the Super Bowl this year with Philadelphia, he kind of made a comment about how it probably didn't quite live up to the hype. And listen, it does live up to the hype, but there is a lot of truth in what he said. I think everybody has this feeling of like it being the ultimate thing, and it's going to change how you view things and change your life forever and do all these crazy things. And then you win it, and all right, you wake up the next day, and yeah, maybe you're still a little bit on a high because you won the game, but it's ultimately like, okay, I'm still the same. The day's the same. And so I can see where it does become like a little bit of a letdown. That's most things in life, though. We play these things up in our heads like they're either going to be really good or they're going to be really bad. And then when you kind of go through it and you're in it and it is your life, it's just another day. So I'll like, I said all that just because like being in the moment that I'm in now, it's not quite the same as that, but in the moment, it's really enjoyable. And there's a lot of things that you can find in it that you love about it. So,
Well, and I bet also going back to 2008, if you had said in 2025 that you would still be playing in the NFL and have a chance to start games, did you have
for
that
sure.
in your mind that you would be doing this still?
I think everybody has like this number in their mind, you know, about how long they want to play, and everybody wants to play a long time when you first come in the league. You know, you want to have a lasting career. For me, I always kind of figured like, okay, I want to get to that 15-year mark, you know. But I think as I've kind of been in the league, you know, things have changed a little bit about how age is viewed and all those things, and you probably have Brady to thank for that, just like you do pretty much everything in this league because he's done so much. But the way that guys are looking at longevity, just in general, but a lot in sports, has changed a little bit over the last 20 years. And as you get older, you kind of don't want to come to that realization, and you realize that you love doing it, and it's a dream job that they're still willing to pay you money for. You know, why would you give up? I mean, I tell people, like, people always ask me, like, are you still playing? And it's such an awkward kind of answer, but I love playing football. I feel like I'm still capable as long as somebody else continues to feel like I may be capable. It's the one thing in life that I'm really good at, or you know, and I can do professionally, and I'm not going to give that up. So,
And nor should you, right? Play
yeah,
as long as you.
that's what I mean. Like, why would you give that up? Nobody else has to give. You know what I mean? Like, if you have something that you enjoy doing and you feel like you could do it well, and you can convince other people of that, then why would you give it up?
No, keep going as long as you can, Joe. Just, you know, against Baltimore, just take it.
Yeah.
Let's.
Yeah, listen, it'll be. I sure hope I'm on the field, and it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, I played them a couple years ago, but it'll be more fun going back into Baltimore. I haven't been back in that stadium, you know, since I've left, and it's just an unbelievable place to play. So, it'll be a little bit different coming in a different uniform, but still, you know, nonetheless, it would be amazing.
Hey, to wrap up real quick, it's all love for you in Baltimore, Joe. No doubt about it. And anytime you want to come and try lemon ricotta pancakes, Kyle, that's what we're gonna have on the list. Can you before you go things? I want you to plug it as you walk out. But last thing, drafts next week. What was your draft story? What was your actual immediate moment? Do you remember?
What was my draft story? You said you kind of broke up there for a sec.
Yeah, draft. Do you have any draft moment that you can recall when you got your name called from that day?
Oh, geez. Like, I just remember the whole process of like, can we bring cameras into your house? And like, no, I don't want you to bring cameras into my house. Fine. Okay. I guess you can. Shit. I'm going to be sitting here, you know, for 2 days. I'm going to get drafted in the third round and you guys are in my house already. Like, what the hell's going on? I remember all that, like kind of like leading up to it. And then I remember getting the call from Ozzy. And after that, I don't remember much, but I do remember the kind of buildup of like, man, do I really want to do this? I don't know where I'm going to get picked. It's going to be embarrassing. Like, can't I just hang out at my house by myself and, you know, and kind of enjoy the time? But, dude, time goes quick. I feel like I'm still that person, but at the same time, it feels like, you know, a lifetime ago. Don't remember a ton of it, you know, exactly how it was.
For sure. I just love the fact that you thought you were going to be picked late and then you go in the first round, 18th overall. Then the rest is history.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's great. Hey, last to get you out of here, anything that people should be aware of that you got going on where they can find it or anything that you wanted to plug on the way out?
Well, you know what? I do want to plug a Baltimore guy here with Cadix cleats, the cleats that I've been wearing with Dennis Pitta, Todd Heap, and it's a Baltimore company. I think they're doing really cool things in terms of, you know, changing how, you know, cleated footwear is going to be looked at with their sole and their bottom, and, you know, all the turf that guys play on these days and all the youth sports and the demand that it, you know, kind of takes on your body. These things I think are going to kind of, you know, I think they're going to be the next thing and kind of keeping people healthy, not eliminating, but really reducing the risk of some lower body extremity injuries. And, I think it's that one of those rare things where it's like, usually when you want to go towards safety, the parents probably want the kids to do this, but the kids look at the product and it looks like something from 1930 that nobody wants to wear. But look up these cleats, CADDIX, Caddix, and take a look. I think it's the next thing. And I think parents and kids alike, I think the biggest thing is the athletes want to wear these. When kids see them, they want to wear them. I know that there's been guys in the NFL, when they see them, they're interested. They want to wear them. So I think it's like one of those rare things where they kind of both match up, and it could be cool.
Well, you said you're rocking them this year, right? Is that what you said?
I did. I wore them all year last year, and I'll be wearing them again this year. So
perfect. We'll get the images, but Caddix cleats. And Joe, you're a busy man in the off season. I appreciate you taking time. Be safe out there. It looks like you're moving around. But I appreciate your time and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday.
Yep, we'll see you.
See you, Joe. Thank you. Joe Flacco on the move, man. Appreciate Joe. And Caddix cleats. That was actually, we saw Dennis Pitta and Todd Heap down at the Super Bowl promoting the cleats specifically.
Yeah.
And you know what I love too is a man that over the time and the years also, in some ways we're talking about with growing up. And I mentioned with my dad, maybe this is where I get like sentimental a little bit, is when you look at players of their journey, like Joe was he went through all the years. Think about it. Zach, how old you are now. Joe came to the Ravens out of college.
Yeah.
And evolved into a young adult, into a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And now he's come full circle. His kids are getting to watch him play at the highest level. Hate that his kids don't have that Baltimore moments.
I was just going to say, when he said that, part of my heart broke because I was like, they're going to remember him as a Brown. Like, they're going to be like, yeah, my dad played for the yeah, that's tough. But Joe looks like he could still go out there and play a 17-game season and be the starting quarterback. I think he will be of the Cleveland Browns if they truly have a competition between Pickett and Joe. I find it very hard to believe, even at 40+ years old, that Joe Flacco isn't the more talented quarterback there. He looks like he can play a few more years. And I like what he says. He's like, why would I give it up? If I have the opportunity, he's like, I love this. And I think it's really cool. Is him talking about his kids want him to do it, stuff like that.
I think that was the part I took away from that is, why would I give it up if I still think I can play?
Mm-hmm.
So for Joe right now, he's sitting at 40. He's going, damn, if I feel good at 41, maybe I'll keep playing. I hope he doesn't light up the Ravens, but I'll tell you what, when if he is starting that game or not, the second he walks through that stadium at M&T Bank, I hope, and not even hope, I know it is just going to be an absolute ovation for the dude. And then if he's in the game and he throws 3 touchdowns, there might be some boost.
Yeah, I almost had to tell him. I was like, can we get no Joe Cool moments in Baltimore? No, like, you get the ball back down 5 with 45 seconds left and we get a 60-yard deep ball to put him in position. I would hope we don't see a vintage Joe Flacco final drive deep ball to break our hearts. But, I guess even if we do, we'll get over it.
Oh, man. And if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We do this live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday right here. And I know it's moving quick because I wanted to have more time to ask Joe a little bit more about some other things, but I think because of what he's doing in his life, it is perspective. It is full circle. I love the fact also he goes, yeah, the younger Joe might have said, yeah, I can still throw it 75, 80 yards. But he goes, I'm more grateful with where I am right now. And one thing I took from him, he's very humble with understanding what he has to do. I think one thing over time, if it was fair to say, is that remember when everyone said, Joe is going to have a certain attitude towards playing. Well, he's a competitor. He wants to play. But at no point did I've ever think that Joe wasn't going to be a teammate that was supportive and also seeing big picture. You never know what life's going to hold at you. And right now, Joe, if he continues to play, guys, he's going to continue to climb the leaderboard in yards, in the quarterback passing and et cetera, et cetera. So I really appreciate for Joe's time. I'm glad he parked, by the way.
Yeah, that was. Although,
yeah.
That
threw me off. I'll be completely honest.
I'll give it to him. For many years, I've watched that man navigate a hectic pocket. I felt confident that he'd be able to navigate while also talking, you know?
He drives himself, right?
Yes.
Of course.
Eyes were on the road, though. I'll give it to him. You know, no, he wasn't looking at the pass rush. He was looking downfield the entire time.
Multitasker, man.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be fun. He said lemon ricotta pancakes, Kyle.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Have you made those yet?
I made a version of those a long time ago. But, you know, those, especially for the spring, that's a good one for sure.
So we have John Means joining us in a few minutes. I texted John to say, hey, for some reason, I don't know if I had a different contact or I never had his number saved. That's on me. But I texted John, hey, it's Joe Flacco. Because he goes, oh, Joe's coming on. He goes, well, that's awkward. You want me? I go, well, I guess we'll have you too, John.
Yeah.
So
2 Cleveland guys.
yeah, 2 Cleveland.
We went very Cleveland heavy.
Time out. Who would have thought for a
very
second?
Cleveland heavy.
Who would have thought? Now this guy, let's say 10 or well, I guess John Means wasn't with the Birds.
Yeah, we've been Ohio. This has been an Ohio.
Hey, Cleveland friends. I see where was it? Xander in here. Where did I see? I thought I saw it. Oh, where is he? He keeps saying, how does it feel that you're going to be throwing to Travis Hunter? Is Travis going to the Browns? We'll find out. But Shorty Xander, yeah, I mean, it's literally been welcome to the Ryan Ripken Show, Ohio edition.
Yeah.
Welcome. But guys, this is what we like to do. We're Maryland based, but we like to talk around sports, and we've had a great guest list so far in the last couple of weeks. Earlier this week, we had Kyle Stowers on. We had Joe Flacco just a second ago. John Means is upcoming. We have a special Oriole that we're going to be doing something with earlier tomorrow. Current guy on the team. Holy Shirts and Pants members. You might get first access to that when we record it live at that point. And he's not in the lineup tonight. It's got people upset. So maybe that's the hint for
that's
people.
the hint. Not in the lineup tonight. Everyone loves them.
But actually, since we talked about Kyle Stowers real quickly, let's play that story with Kyle Stowers getting traded. Everyone knows that he went to Miami with Connor Norby, but it's the way that Kyle found out, which is absolutely hilarious. So let's play that clip for you.
I had just gotten out and you know, Kobe came up to me and goes, oh, Norby just got traded to the Marlins, Norby and one other player. And I go and check my phone and I see a missed call from Mike Elias, and I was like, I think I'm on the other player. so I FaceTimed him and you know, and had a good conversation with him, and then got a call from Peter Bendix. This was about 3:00, and he goes, hey, you know, super excited to have you. We'll call you in a few hours for next steps. I look at the schedule, and the team was in Miami was in Tampa Bay, and they were playing a noon game that next day. And so I was like, oh, there's no shot that I'll be going to that one. I saw the next day and I was like, oh, they're in Atlanta. I was like, that's 4 hours from Charlotte. We can drive there tonight and we can kind of get like a little mini off day in Atlanta and meet the team there. And I get a call from Peter at like 8:30. And he says, hey, yeah, so we're getting you on a flight tomorrow morning to get you here for this game in Tampa Bay. And so it was like, you know, 6 a.m. flight. And I get, you know, added like into like the Teamworks. And I see that I'm like hitting third for the 12 o'clock game in Tampa Bay. And I think I got there at like 10:30 from the airport. I got to the field at 10:30. First, you know, hour was shaking hands and doing media, and I had about 40 minutes to put on my clothes and, you know, as I'm still meeting people, get out and play.
A little quick turnaround. Quick turnaround.
People think that baseball sometimes runs smoothly. Well, guess what? Never does the way it happens or the way that you think. And sometimes players find out in different ways. Now, in this case, right, Mike Elias was trying to let Kyle Stowers know he was on the move, but the news broke. And I know, Brad, we were all in this room, Zach, when we saw that trade go through. Breaking news. Orioles have traded for Trevor Rogers, for Connor Norby, and a player yet to be named. And then, hey, you know what? We need you down here and take the first flight out, and you're heading third. hey, it's a blessing to be able to play in the big leagues. And that interview is now out with Kyle Stowers, one of the most genuine dudes you can be around. And how can you not root for a guy like Kyle Stowers? He truly is one of the best teammates that I had and one of the most positive guys. And we got a couple things still left that I can't wait to unveil tomorrow that Kyle left us with, Zach, for our interview with said Oriole tomorrow with the Ryan Ripken Show. So if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. We're waiting for John Means. He's doing something out there.
You know, I'm sure he's just having a great time. Casual Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle, how are you doing?
Great. This is a great show.
Oh, we're still going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is.
How's Brad doing over there? He's
Do it right here.
Are you
That's
feeling
right.
okay? Brad's feeling fantastic.
No,
Oh,
hangry. I think
he
he's in a
was
food coma.
Yeah, it's coming down. Where is Mr. Puppy though? Is Ollie around?
Yep.
He's in a. You didn't give him anything, did you?
Yeah.
Great.
Everything.
Great. Well, you know what? I recognize that stash. I think he's got one rocking. John, if you're good, you let me know back there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're ready.
Is he ready? Is that what? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Oh, look,
We're good.
there it is. So if you don't recognize the face, maybe you'll recognize the stash.
Yeah.
Let's bring on friend of the show, friend of the program, pitcher for the Guardians, John Means.
Come on,
John,
fellas.
John, the stash is coming back.
Yeah, I've had it for a while now. I don't know. I don't know if I want to shave it this time. I don't know. I messed around with it. Keep me sane down here in rehab. But I don't know. What do you think? You think I should keep it?
I'm debating if you do a touch of gray when you come back.
Yeah, it's definitely light. It's on the lighter side. I need something for it to pop, but it's just not there. I don't think it's there.
Hey, you know what though? It looks good to me. I
Thank
think
you.
you'll
Appreciate it.
still trying to get used to in these different colors.
Yeah, I
though.
was gonna say the hat's throwing me off, but
Yeah. But it
I know it
looks
was weird for a little bit.
looks like it's comfy though. Looks like you're settling. Talk to me. How has it been settling
Nice.
in? I know the transition is different. Free agency. It's funny. We've had a mixed bag. How did you view free agency this year of dealing with the unknowns?
Yeah, I mean, not an ideal situation going in and probably not going to pitch till August, but so not as, dreamlike as the free agency was expected, but it was good. I mean, it was cool to hear what other teams thought about you, because you don't ever hear that while you're playing for one team for so long. And and the Guardians have been great. I mean, they're an incredible organization. So it's been cool. It's been cool to kind of, get a new experience here.
Yeah, definitely new. By the way, you did miss the Iron Rooster, and Kyle here is the owner. He just walked away. I don't know where the heck he just went. He's cleaning up right now. We went around. We made a Guardian burger that's in Cleveland at the stadiums. We had this chicken parm that's in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And then we had fried chicken and pancakes.
Yeah.
Kyle can actually hear you now, though, John. Kyle says he misses you very much. Might miss Caroline more because she loved the Iron Rooster. But he can hear you.
Yeah. I miss it. I miss those root tarts, man. I mean, I miss I was always a brown sugar guy myself. But yeah, that one on Porter Street I went to pretty much every morning, I think in 2019 when I was living at the Porter Street apartments.
Yeah, Porter Street, he got the brown sugar roost tart all the time.
John has beautiful family, great people. We miss John a lot. A lot.
You don't have to tell him that.
I think he knows, but and probably the second best athlete in his family, I would have to say.
I think
Very much so.
I think we can all.
I'm really hoping the kids get my wife's genes. Really, really praying they get those genes instead of mine.
Hey, we do too. Hey, but you know what? If they turn out to be pitchers, which I know maybe you might say, hey, play something else because of the arm issues. But yeah, well, you've been through a lot here. By the way, your Toast Man, the video, people love the minor league stories. By the way, they're gold. Bring back.
I know, and I actually got that confirmed over here. The Wells story over here. We had a guy that played in where did he say the soup was? The igloo cooler soup.
Clinton,
Where
Iowa.
was that? That was Iowa. Yeah, we had a guy play there and said the exact same thing. So got that checked out. That's insane.
John, the clubby messaged me on Instagram.
Oh, wait.
He goes, I want to clarify this. He goes, I didn't make no cooler soup, but I think the team that Wells or how it went through their team, through Wells's team. I don't know what's going on, but he said it's 100% true. It was a dog factory. So we got that squared away. Did you anything else that you want to go down memory lane with any other times in the minor leagues?
I'm trying to forget him. I mean, that Toastman story I tell a lot. I mean, that guy's a legend out there in Charleston, West Virginia. That nothing will beat that. Trying to think. Not really. I mean, there's some small places. I try to forget them, but I had one. So I think it's either Harrisburg or it was Altoona. It was one of those in the Eastern League. But I walk into my room, and my wife now, my girlfriend at the time, was coming in. This is the one trip that she comes in for. I was trying to put her up, nice room, get the room to ourselves. You know how it works. And so I walk into this room, and in the middle of the bed, there is a bug like this big, and there's a pool of who knows what, like this big, directly in the middle of the bed, just like a pool of just I don't know what it was. And I walk in, the ground is like slightly damp, and then that is in the middle of the bed. And I go, well, not staying here tonight. And so I had to go ask for a different room. I had never experienced walking into a room with a bug that big in the middle of it was a made bed too. It wasn't it was a made bed right in the middle.
In a pool.
And like a pool of, I don't know what the substance was, but it was liquid, some type of liquid that this bug was just like squirming in. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. I don't really want to know. I'm just going to get out. But that happened. Those hotels, man, some of those hotels were like, I bet they would have been really cool like 60 years ago, but they haven't touched them since.
Yeah, obviously. You know what I thought about? I don't know if I told you this. We played, speaking of hotels, we didn't have enough hotel rooms when we played in short season when I was in Aberdeen, and we went to Connecticut, and they didn't have enough rooms for the team. So instead of every roommate, guys, for everyone in here, you double up. You each get a bed. We had to quadruple up for that road trip that night. They're like, hey, for one night. So it goes, pick your teammate or friend that you don't mind getting a little bit closer to for one evening. So I ended up sleeping with one of my other teammates, but actually with the part that I left out is that not all the rooms were going to be quadrupled up. So we were informed that we had our own room until we had two of our teammates that didn't speak a lick of English knock through the door. And then we had a big language barrier. Then we came to the discussion of, you get that bed, we'll get this bed. And then I woke up with my teammate's feet towards my face. I don't know how he got angled that way. And then we dropped 2 or 3 in the series as well. But, who needs a good night's rest?
I don't need it. You're just professional baseball players.
Just professional baseball players. And then that was the trip I think I told you guys where our windshield got cracked. And then me and Tim Raines Jr. had to hold the glass in place. Yeah, on the whole ride down while it rained. It's beautiful. Hey, so progress seems good. Your Guardians took game 1. Congrats. That was they played very well. What if we're looking back
right now?
Oh my goodness. Dude, Stephen Kwan is a beast. He's a beast.
Yeah. Doesn't chase and hits balls hard. Hard to beat that.
Yeah, what guy are you glad you're not facing anymore? Is it him?
Yeah, probably him. I mean, Jose Ramirez. Good to have him on your team too. It's I'll take that. But hey, Orioles, I mean, that lineup's also pretty dang good too. So hard to beat that.
Yeah, we just had Kyle Stowie on yesterday.
Stowie.
Howie Powie, man. He gave some great recollections of being in Baltimore. He had that homer against the White Sox. He just had the walk-off down in Miami, and it was his first opening day then that he was really playing and participating. Do you have any fond memories now that you are no longer an Oriole that kind of sit with you over your time here?
Yeah, I mean,
And
yeah, I have a lot of them, but I'm trying to, pick one.
Don't
What's
say
that?
no. Don't say the no-hitter, John. Like, that's too obvious.
Yeah.
We get
man. I mean, I'll remember like my first win, first win in the big leagues. It was in Yankee Stadium. It was in 19, that first series in 19. We took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees, and I got my first win, and that was really cool because you get the shower cart, you get the beer poured on you, you get the whole experience. And like, that's one of those things. Like, it was me and Tim Cousins too was in there because it was his birthday. And so they just wheeled him on in there too in the shower cart. And so that was, I mean, things like that, like the kind of stick with you. That opening day, 21 was cool in Boston. That was my first opening day start. And that was really cool. That was my first game my son saw as well. He definitely doesn't remember it, but he was there for it. It was freezing cold in Boston, and he was all bundled up, and there's pictures and everything of him being there too, which was cool. But yeah, I mean, obviously the playoffs too, like clinching the playoffs, even though, well, I was healthy for one of them and not healthy for the other, but at the same time, like being there for that and seeing the celebrations and being there for the celebrations, I mean, that's something that you don't experience in a whole lot in this lifetime. So those are ones that stick with me.
Yeah, you were one of the beloved here. It's kind of the stage right now. Tony Tater just came back through Baltimore, had a great stand, when he came here, rightfully so. Eventually, when you get right, I don't know if Cleveland's coming back to Baltimore the rest of the year though, but when the time comes here, I expect you're going to get the same ovation. I before we get into just a couple fun things, I got to know. I know the answer, but it's great when you explain it because the perspective of what you got to go through to get back, I don't think people understand how hard that is, how much of a challenge. And for you specifically, because I remember when you were dealing the first time with Tommy John and also a couple of our other friends, shout out Zach Lowther, trying to rehab down in Sarasota, you grind to get back and then you have complications. And then last year you try to grind through, you're banged up and you have a pretty good idea that what it's going to be. What kept you fighting through to get to where you are right now?
My dad had always told me that, why not play a kid's game as long as you can before you have to get a real job? And so if I can continue to get jobs, I'm going to keep playing. Like it's the best job in the world. I mean, no one can really complain about being a professional baseball player. I don't know. It's like, yeah, there's some, minor league stories that are fun to talk about, and some hotels and fields and locker rooms and stuff like that are grindy, but like you don't ever want to stop playing. Like it's still a game. So even though all those setbacks that I had the first time and how unfortunate all of the timing was, I mean, to do it on opening day, to have all off season to prepare and then do it on opening day, and then to just grind through another couple years hoping that the tear goes away, and it doesn't. And like that, for sure, mentally really hard, but at the same time, like I'm a baseball player. Like it's pretty, I feel very grateful to be able to, be here and be in this position. So just kind of grinding every day and try to, show up to the field with a smile on my face. And that kind of gets me through the day. And, it's good to have a family and friends to be able to be like, to put, a good perspective on it.
Yeah. It's always perspective, right? At the end of the day, rumor is you throw 98 now, so maybe that also helps.
Yeah, for sure. That's happening. Definitely no lies detected there.
100 on the gun.
100 on the gun. Hey, two things. Zach's been meaning to talk to you for a while since September first week.
Well, first, unfortunately, I checked last night, and the Herd were beating WVU going into the 8th inning, and then they lost. So it kind of ruined a lot of what I was going to shit talk about. And now all he has on me is Chiefs beat us anyway. So, John, I got nothing anymore. I was hoping that maybe I'd at least have Marshall getting the upset there. Nothing. So I guess great to see you. I guess it's just great to see you.
Yeah, it's great to see you too. You know, I was waiting for the Super Bowl talk to happen, but I haven't. Nothing's been mentioned yet. So, I mean, if you want to get something out there,
yeah. What was your favorite part of the Super Bowl?
There wasn't a whole lot to cheer for. We had a whole party and everything at my place, and I'm like, folks, I'm sorry. Like, this is the most depressing party ever. I mean, like, I don't know what to tell you.
The 3-peat party could have been cool, you know, if it would have happened.
John even got a big 3 in the place.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had balloons and everything. No. That was unfortunate. Not a whole lot to cheer for. I mean, it was pretty much over by the first quarter, I think.
No.
Did you have any point where you, like, the delusional fan in your head was like, oh, Patrick can do this, like going in the second
I mean,
half?
is it delusion when he's been down double digits in every playoff game? You know, like I think I was still in it until the third quarter. Like I was like the end of the third quarter. Like I was like, okay, he's got a chance. And then I think it was like 30-0 at one point, and it's just like probably not going to happen.
Yeah, that was one of those games that it escalated really fast.
Yeah, and
it was like, Eagles got a nice little lead here, and then you blinked and you're like, oh, this game's over.
Yeah.
This is a Super Bowl, and it's over already. Yeah, I mean, it had to happen at some point. They had to lose at some point in the playoffs. So, it is what it is.
By the way, you brought this upon yourself, okay? I was being noble, and then you opened the door for Zach and the rest of our group in here, all right? And we sat in here when you were playing like, let's just have both teams have fun when we were here on week 1. And be like, oh, no. Oh, yeah, he caught it. And like, oh, I'm so sorry that's out of bounds. And I want to be like, John, get out. Tyler, you get out. Just kidding. Also, Wells, hey, he's a dad now. He's
dad now. Ava Faye.
How about that?
I know it. Girl dad. He's gonna be a great girl dad.
I'm happy for him. We're trying to get him in here. We're trying to decide, Kyle and I here, what breakfast food should we make next? What's a mean special that we could cook up in here next time?
I always got the what's the grits with the eggs and bacon? Like it was like a bowl. What was it called? I should know this. What it was called at Iron Rooster. The brunch bowl. That's the big brunch bowl. That's what I always used to get. Have you made that one yet?
No, well, because he makes it all the time. We want to know. We're making all this stuff. Like, what's
John cooking at
Oh,
home?
what am I cooking at home? I'm a big steak and eggs guy. Give me some skirt steak with some eggs, and that's all I need.
Do you put any sauce? Are we doing like a chimichurri, or are you just going?
Yeah,
straight?
I mean, if you want to go for it, yeah, go some chimichurri and a little avocado, maybe a little hot sauce over the top of it. But a little cilantro too. Yeah.
Hey, what's the pregame? Kyle's asking.
Pregame for been a while since I've had a pregame, but and I usually go power salad, like some sort like steak in the salad, big old bowl of greens and steak and all that. I don't have a big appetite on game days for me. I'm I got the nervous, can't eat, go to the bathroom a lot type feels. Yeah, so it's that's how I get on game day. It's a little anxiety, how it goes.
So it gets a little bit, maybe we get you a Pepto-Bismol sponsorship for when
it's good. I like the anxiety. I like it.
Oh, well, that's a good. Brett, there's a mic over. You want to come and ask him real quickly? Do you want me to ask him? Okay. Brad wants to ask you a question.
Rip's too chicken
Okay.
shit to ask these types of questions. I always ask the important ones. I feel like we asked you this off camera, but since you're talking about it, do you ball your toilet paper or you fold your toilet paper?
I fold my toilet paper.
Thank you.
Did you ball it?
No. Okay. Why are we looking at me? I'm not saying I ball it.
The ladies in our lives, all of them ball it. And
Oh, maybe it is a lady thing.
Well,
I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but
yeah, I'll be honest. I know there's a lot of things that have happened throughout. I don't think there's a poll that we go through each person. Excuse me. Did you have one moment for a survey? I would just like to ask you a quick question. I don't think anyone's asking that. But hey, now we know a little bit more about John. You haven't had a pregame meal in a while, but when you do, Power Green steak, then you get a little bit nervous. So Pepto-Bismol could be a great partner for you. It should be a great partner for me. Yeah. Is there any other? I mean, so we can try to recreate a little steak and maybe chimichurri.
Steak and eggs is a good one.
Okay.
steak and eggs. Yeah, please. Yeah, put some steak and eggs on that thing. Grill it up nice, sear. Put a little get a little skirt steak, sear it for a couple minutes each side. Call it a day.
Oh,
John, you're an over medium, right? Eggs. What's your egg preference?
Yes, correct. Over medium.
I
Know
remember.
me so well.
People don't forget.
No, John. You had to know.
And if we're gonna make a different Roost Tart flavor, John, what should we make?
Oh, is there cookie dough already?
We were working on.
We were working on it. I'm saying it was you, but we talked about it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, cookie dough's a good one. Yeah,
Cookie dough's that's my go-to of flavors. I'm trying to think of some.
Yeah,
How about like a blackberry root tart? Would that be weird?
Blackberry Roost Tart, huh?
No, that would be a good one. What kind of glaze? We need a glaze.
Ooh, the glaze might be kind of difficult. I don't know what kind of glaze goes on a black. I don't know. That's my favorite type of jam, so that's why I thought of that.
A vanilla?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Vanilla blackberry. That sounds pretty dang good, honestly.
John, this is why we needed you on here. Obviously,
This was actually just a meeting. It wasn't.
Yeah,
It was an Iron Rooster Roost Tart
Business meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, cheesecake flavors would be good too.
Yeah.
You get on a rabbit hole. Carrot cake.
Well, strawberries on because of your dad.
Oh, strawberry cheesecake.
Yeah.
John, the audacity of Calvin Edwin. He even if it's not on the menu, strawberry cheesecake Roost Tart is still on the menu.
Yeah. He called, yeah, specifically.
He's called specifically to make sure that it was still being made.
Yeah.
When it's off the menu. Can you believe
I
that?
think he's allowed to do that. Personally, but
You're doing a bobblehead of him, John. Iron Man.
I saw that.
How original. Oh man. It actually was kind of good, but we can't give him that. Hey, I'll let you go here, but anything else that we can focus on with you? Anything you got going on that you just
I got a baby coming here in a couple weeks. My wife's due in a couple weeks, so I'm gonna be a girl dad just like T. Wells here soon.
hell yeah, man. Well, I'm
So,
happy for you guys.
Shout out my wife because I'm not doing a whole lot right now.
Shout out your wife, the true MVP and better athlete.
100%.
We need.
You don't have to be that confident about it. You don't have to be that confident.
Hey, John, we're upgrading the studio too. So when the time comes, we got the pool table. We're going to pop a shot, by the way. Apparently, Deep Eddy has a pop a shot that we can just add in here. So we're going to add that into the facility. Oh, we lost.
You need a dartboard. Do you have a dartboard?
Should we add a dartboard?
I've been trying to get a dartboard for so long here.
Yeah,
probably-
I just put one up in my house. You need a dartboard.
Yeah.
Okay, dartboard next. Pop a shot.
I don't know if dartboard above your head is the
Not
safest
like
spot,
you
but-
you understand. I'm just trying to like not metaphor, like the brick.
Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking,
We can put stuff on there.
Rocco DeSangro dartboard,
Yes.
and we're set. Hey, John, I appreciate it, man. I tell people all the time, you're a really good kid. I don't care what anyone else says about you. But I'm proud of what you're doing. You're awesome. And also touch a gray of that puppy might be the move to go when you're ready. If you need help, I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Might need that.
Okay. Well, hey, all right. Hey, John, appreciate.
John. Yeah, we miss him.
Okay. Yeah. Kyle says he misses you.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. Oh, I miss you guys. I miss the roost, the root tarts.
Yep.
All right, John. Hey, best to your family, man. Really appreciate you. And I'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right. Sounds good. See you, fellas.
See you. John Means, everybody. That was great catching up with John. He's a good kid.
Great guy.
He's a good kid. I used to joke around with all the guys too. I'm like, I don't care what Mike Elias thinks about you. You're a good kid. Just that was the running joke when we were going through the system because that was your boss. But the reality and the business of it, what I love that he talked about, it is a game at the end of the day. And if you are blessed enough to have the opportunity, keep trying to persevere. And he downplays it. I can't tell you how hard it is to rehab once, but twice is
just the mental.
The mental,
right? Yeah.
Mental side's 2 years. Essentially the last 2 years, he's been dealing with that. In only a short period of time, he's actually gotten to enjoy being out on the bump and doing what he can do. And I think he's with a great organization. And he's right. Cleveland is a phenomenal organization. They are phenomenal. Really have enjoyed them. And look what they're doing on the field. Their play, it's a really damn good team. So I think it's been a great day so far here. I think we're going to wrap it up then. Before we head out on the way, one more time for the one time here for Merit Clubs. Appreciate what they are bringing, our sponsor. We're going to try to put this up properly when we can.
It'll happen. It'll happen. Trust.
I honestly think I might go over there and get some shots up after this episode. Show you I still got it. But for one more time, so you guys know, the link is right here. Use the code RIP25. RIP25, all lowercase. Chance to get a up to 30-day free membership here on the Ryan Ripken Show. It's on us. We appreciate each and every one of you. And shout out Kyle and the Iron Rooster for once again making sure we're fed. And also, as you guys know, there's a reason why we love them. It's all about people helping people. Help out your local businesses in the process here. They deserve it. They earn it. And they are what make everything even better. And again, maybe a little bit uncomfortably full for this case. So, Zach, I think we can cue the music. As always here on the Ryan Ripken Show. Appreciate you guys joining us today. Had Joe Flacco, had John Means on, and the Iron Rooster holding it down for us. As always, you have a day, have a night, have a great stinking Wednesday, and we'll be right back here tomorrow for a brand new edition of the Ryan Ripken Show.